Biswajit,
Hello Mahender.
everyone. मैं देख रहा था, I was just looking at the calendar. It says Friday, and I was confused.
No, it's actually scheduled today and Friday as well.
Okay.
So,
I was like confused. Like I was about to call Satya about this. Like अरे क्यों आज क्यों नहीं लगाया? फिर बाद में then I said, oh, today is also there. Then
नहीं नहीं
मतलब
वो शायद मतलब नहीं आज तो लगा है मतलब मुझे तो शो कर रहा था आई थिंक आपने वो इसको
no, I got confused. It's not nothing. Nothing wrong actually. It was my confusion actually. It's not nothing
हम्म,
at their end or your end. It's
yeah,
not my pure confusion. All right, man. Sorry to make you
so,
wait.
no worries. And
Send me an email in case if something happened and all those stuff. Just send me an email or you can
yeah,
contact
sure,
me.
sure, sure. So I'll from uh
So
to
how
that.
we are starting today?
Okay, so today we'll start with not basics actually, but the first beginning step is like first we have to request an developer instance like a PDI, personal development instance, because
Service.
uh, because you
Uh-huh.
also needs to like practice the sessions, practice the things in
Yeah.
your own so that you record it and I record it because I think like I want to show you what are the things are there in that. So to
Right.
request the instance, basically you can go along with me as well. So you have to search in the Google like developer.servicenow.com. Mm, developer.servicenow.com. So it is this one will look like this, but currently I have already like requested for my instance, so it is looking like this. But if you want to share your screen so that I could guide you how to like
In
request for it.
fact, in the past, I have already created one. Let me see if I can.
I think after 30 days of inactive instant, the instant got automatically deleted.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it is automatically got deleted.
Okay. Good.
So you can now
Wait
freshly
a minute, now
search
let
for
me
another one.
see.
Yeah.
Let me do one thing. Yes. You see my screen?
Just a second. Yeah, I can see. So after login, there is a request instance button is there, right hand side, top right. Yeah, request instance. You can click on that. So these are the basic versions of the ServiceNow. So ServiceNow versions are upgraded in every 6 months. So currently we are in Australia release. So Zurich and Yakoma, basically these are the and ServiceNow releases its version name with the city names. So basically Zurich, Yokohama, and these are the things like Australia. So you can click on the Australia one, which is the latest one, and click on the request button. So it will take some time to initiate the request and fulfilling to give you a PDI.
I don't remember. I have gone through this before when I created it. I don't remember. It was like not too long, but
Mm.
yeah, I don't
Yeah,
remember actually. मैंने I created instances, but I don't remember that. I suppose it's been a little longer time.
actually, once the instance is inactive for 30 days, then it
So you
automatically.
said that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
That's good.
because yeah, so the instance is ready now. So you can click on that link.
What link?
Instance URL is there. So you can click on that. So not there. Yeah, instance URL.
Yeah.
Yeah, just click on that. You can directly click on that, so it will redirect you to the next page and open the
Okay.
instance.
So this is just an information as a dashboard kind of stuff.
Yes. No, it's not a dashboard kind of stuff, but This is your instance status basically. So what is installed and pre-built in your PDI, these things are showing here. Plugins for your instant, and these are the plugins. Plugins are not a big thing. So plugins are basically we can use. Suppose I need a like application called security incident. So for that also I need to install the security incident plugin to manage the security incident. So similarly, plugins,
Mhm.
these plugins are already installed in your PDI, and if
Mhm.
you could scroll a bit up, so you can see the current password and user role admin and the username as well. So you can, if you open any instance, you can directly like log in the login page. You can put admin and your current password. So it will log you to the instance as well, and with the link you can also go to that. So if you open the instance page, so yeah, this is your PDI. Now we all set to go for further scenarios. Let me share my screen, and
Mhm.
we prepared a project work completely for this session.
Mhm.
Just a second, hope it is visible. My screen is visible.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I go to mails, just a second, the caption project. Yeah. Uh, just a second. Okay. So this is the complete requirement here. So suppose I am gathering some requirement from our client, and this is the requirement. They want a employee onboarding system uh, to in the service now. Suppose there is they onboarded some employee to their organization, and they distributed laptops and they create some more stuffs. So they want to automate it. Suppose they only insert the employee into the table, and after that all the approvals, all the laptop things, all like suppose this is the requirement. So if I could say you, like when a new employee joins the organization, the platform automate onboarding, account creation, role assignment, and laptop software request, and approvals, fulfillment tasks, and notification to the user, and CMDB update and reporting. Okay, so these are the stuffs. Suppose our client is required,
Mhm.
and client is asking for these stuffs, and the first phase was the ask. Like first is user onboarding, like how we can onboard a user or multiple users into ServiceNow. Okay, so this is the first thing we are going to cover today. So after that, we can go for service catalog and order guide. So suppose after a user got created, the first thing was to build like to distribute a laptop or a new employee setup. So distribute a laptop and give him a VPN access, and email setup, software installation to the laptop, and ID card request. These are the few things we do basically after a employee onboarding. So let's go for today's one. So I divided into stories as well.
Mhm.
So basically, if we go for the first story, so HR user data import. So in this story, basically, as an HR administrator, I want employee data to be imported automatically so that users are created without manual effort. Okay. So before we create automatically, let me tell you how to create manually. Okay. So manually means one by one in ServiceNow. So basically, to create a user record in ServiceNow, we have to go to sys user table. So some things you need to remember in ServiceNow, basically the important table names. So suppose the user is a important table in ServiceNow because all the users record are stored here. So the table name is sys user dot list. Dot list means it is redirecting me to the next like user table. If I hit enter in the application navigator, so it will open in the new tab and which is showing all the users. Okay, so you might have one question like why I put uh, just a second, sys user dot. Why I put list in caps? Okay,
Hmm.
so if I put list in caps, so it will
Hmm.
basically redirect me to the new page, and it will open the user table in a new page. If I put the list in a smaller case, so if I hit enter, it will open the user table in the same page
Understood.
only.
Got it.
Okay, so these are some tricky things. So I
So,
know this is not required, but I'm just
no,
telling
no,
like,
that's good. That's good. That's good.
yeah.
You're doing
So
good.
so
When,
and
yeah, you're doing good. Whenever this is a small thing which you have to
yeah, yeah.
include that, you're doing good. I mean, yeah, it's important.
No, no. If you feel that I don't want it, then please,
No, 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 no.
like,
These are the things. These are the things which is good, good, good.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, these are the
So
things which is part of that thing. Right now, why these are the things. These
yes,
are little
yes.
things, but then these are important. Sys
So
user dot
sys
this.
user, sys user, sys user is the table name. Okay. So
Okay,
before we
and
move,
everything is in the tables, right? Like the
yes,
basis of this everything we have to pick it from the table, isn't it?
table. Yes, yes. So if I now let's look into the link here. Okay. So I'll tell you some basic stuffs here. So this is the instance name, basically dev 39525,
Hmm.
and this is our service now. Like every instance has the same postfix is there, like service-now.com. Okay, so whether it is provided by our company and all, everywhere the service-now.com is there. So before service, this one is the instance URL, and I am currently in user table. That's why the sys user is here. Okay,
Hmm.
sys user. From the link as well, we can see which table currently we are in. Okay, so we are in sys user table list, so it is showing sys user list. Okay, and this is nothing but it's sys parameter. What are the parameter we are passing here? But currently we are not passing anything. So if I open an user record, so this is the user record. So you can see now the link is changed currently. So beforely it is showing sys user dot underscore list, but currently it is showing only sys user dot do, and there is a sys id is there. So what is it basically? If I am viewing a list, it will show sys user dot list. But if I am viewing a record, like which is present inside the user table, so it will show us the table name and the sys id, that means a unique id of this record. So sys id is nothing but this is the unique id of this like record. This able tutor sys id is this, and these are the view options, like row one sys parameter record. So these are the things. Okay, so this is some basic stuff. Okay, so let me told you how we can insert an or how we can create a employee inside ServiceNow. So there
Okay,
is,
now the service now we are creating the user, not only the service now user, but then organization user.
yes,
Correct me if I'm
yes,
wrong.
yes, yes. So there are several ways to create an user in ServiceNow. Okay, so we can do. So suppose I am doing it from now. I am doing it manually. Suppose there is only one request is there, like one employee is onboarding to our organization.
Hmm.
So in that case, I'll open the list of that you like table, and
Hmm.
on the right hand side you can see there is a new button is there. Okay,
Hmm.
if I click new here as a system administrator, it will redirecting me to this page where I have to fill the user ID.
Hmm.
Suppose user underscore ID one, and the first name, suppose user, and the last name ID one, and title, department, whatever the things you want to fill, you can fill. The email you can fill as well. So user dot id at gmail.com. Okay, so these are the stuffs you can add. You can add a photo as well of that user mobile phone,
Hmm.
and different things are there. So let's save this one. Okay, so I am saving it. How I am saving it? Basically, you can click, you can over the cursor over that bar which is present above the form. You can right click on that, and it will give you option like this is called context menu, and here you can say see save option is there, and you can directly click on submit. Okay, let me tell you another thing as well. So
Vishwajit,
currently, yeah.
one quick to stop. So when you do the individual manual user, right, you
Hmm?
don't have the options below. I mean, I'm sure that we might come there, but
Options below, which one?
below अभी देखो अभी यहाँ पे you see that options here, right? If you click on
Roles,
new, the
groups.
role group and all those stuff.
Okay, no.
If you click on new,
Yeah. Hmm.
you don't see this.
Yeah. The reason behind it is if I'm clicking new, the user is not confirmed yet. Okay. So
Yeah.
this section is only
Hmm.
available after
Hmm.
creating a user. Okay.
Okay, this
But
will automatically pop up, right?
yes, this
After
will
the user is
automatically
get
pop up.
created.
Yes, after user got created. So this is
Hmm.
nothing. So role means we will provide some kind of role to the user until
Correct.
unless a user is not created. So how we
Right.
can like this is not populated. If it is populated, then the role is not mapped to the user because
Correct.
if we save it and at that time if the role, let me tell you one thing. So suppose currently before saving the role tab and group tab everything is populated. Okay, so while I'm saving the record, first it will validate, then it will insert. So when it will validate, it will say that there is no such user id present in the system. How the roles will assign to that user? Okay, so that is the reason these stuffs are not populated initially, but
Hmm.
after the user record got created it will automatically populated here.
Hmm. ठीक है.
Okay, so this is the reason why it is not populated. Okay, so as you can see, now the user is inserted to our system. So this is the manual way how we can insert a user into our table. So now we have a new employee in our organization which name was user id.1 and role groups, and we can provide the roles groups according to our requirement, but now I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to this
Yeah,
because
don't worry.
I'll go after that. Okay, so but let's create a condition like let's give this give a situation here. Suppose uh, I have client told me that we have 5 users currently which they want to onboard them the 5, or they might give me a excel which has n number of users are there. Suppose 100, 200 users are there. They want these users to be onboarded to ServiceNow. So basically in that case we can't do it manually, because if I go do it manually one by one it will take a lot of time. Okay, so in that case, so we can do one thing which is another type of inserting data to ServiceNow. So basically we can do it through import set. So import set, what is import set? Import set is nothing but suppose there is a bulk data is there and we want to insert that in a single click. We can use import set. Suppose for now we have this Excel. Currently we have client just provide me username and first name, last name, and email. So they want these 5% to be inserted in ServiceNow. Okay, how we can do that? So to insert these users to ServiceNow, let me show you one thing before that. So now we have 638 user records are there in our instance. Okay, so our one is not visible here because it is sorting the list with the name. Okay, let me sort it by the created one. As you can see here, where is that? Okay,
You saved
I,
it?
No, I saved it, but the user's record is like some user's
Yeah, here,
record.
here, here. You have it here. The user ID one.
Yes, no, I just click on updated. So
Yeah.
just now I updated it. So the user ID is populating here. Okay. So as you can see, now we have 638 records. So we need to insert these 5 users as well to our ServiceNow insert. How we can do it? There is a simple method is there, which is called import set and transform map. By the help of both, we can insert data into the ServiceNow. Okay, let's go for it. To import any kind of file, like there is multiple type of file ServiceNow is accepting, like CSV, Excel, XML. These are the file format ServiceNow is accepting. So let's suppose
Does
go
it
for
also
the
accept PDF?
no, it not, like it will not accept the
How
PDF.
about Word?
No.
Okay, only Excel or CVS,
Yeah,
CSV.
CSV and XML. So let's go for the load data. You can search here in the application navigator called load data, and here under the system import sets you can find the load data option is there. Let's click on that. And you might have one question like, I am clicking on load data. Sometimes it is opening in the same tab, and sometimes it opening in a new tab. How I can
Hmm.
like how it is happening?
Hmm.
So when there is a option is there, suppose load data in your mouse, or you have a trackpad, whatever it is. So if you just click on, if you have a trackpad, if you simply click on that load data button, so it will open in the same page. But if you click with control plus click, then it will open in a new tab. Similarly, if you have a mouse, then the
Yeah,
left click, it will open in the same tab, and the
yeah,
scroll button is like scroll thing is there, right?
yeah,
So if you press that one, then it will open in a new tab. Okay, so
yeah.
this is
Yeah.
the small tiny things a developer should know when working on ServiceNow, so that it will help easy, like it will help the developers life easier, like it will make the
True, true,
developer life easier. Yeah.
true, true. This
So
sometimes work in the Windows too. So any of the Windows page also it will open same way.
yes. Okay, so now it will, the interface is look like this. So there is two options basically, as you can see, create table and existing table. What is this two means? So basically, suppose this is the first time I am loading data to user table. Okay, suppose in a organization there is not only single time we import the data in organization, multiple times whenever it is coming with 100 people, and sometimes another 100 people will be there. So suppose you are creating it for first time for a same table, so you will always go for a create table option. Okay, so when you create the same thing for second time, you can use the existing table. Otherwise you can create always a create table. It will not an issue. So if you like click on existing table, it will show the import set table names. These are the table available to store your data. But for now, let's go for create table. Let
Okay,
me.
I'll stop you here. So for the existing one,
Mhm.
so this is a set of the tables, like tables or the users. It can be users. So if you click on the existing one, these are the names which sometime back we might also given, right? So when we creating the table, we have to give the label. So when we
Yes.
create a new table, it will list out here again.
No. So
No,
table and import set table are basically different. Like these are the different thing. Let me show you.
if we
Uh,
create a table today, a fresh one,
mhm.
say with Mahender 1, we create a table in Mahender 1.
Uh,
And next time, obviously, when we want to use the Mahender 1 table, it will show in the existing set, right?
no, see. So import set table and table are basically two different things. Currently, as you can see, 5,998 tables are there in ServiceNow, like our instance. But in low data section, only 6 to 7 tables are showing. Why it's so? Because these 6 to 7 tables are import set table. Okay, these are not tables which is present inside the service now. Like these tables we usually use to store the data of ServiceNow. But in import set table, we store the temporary data which is coming from outsource like Excel. These
Mhm.
stuffs we are storing it here. Suppose now I am creating a table. Okay, and I'll save it, and let's see whether it is coming. Like if I come again for a import set, then let's see whether it is coming inside the existing table or not. Okay, let's see that. So let's give it a name, like table name. So import a table name. So suppose user underscore creation. So not underscore, user creation is fine. Okay, so as you can see, the name is automatically populating and it is coming with a prefix called u underscore. So u underscore is nothing but, so whenever we create anything, like it is a field or a table, whatever it is, any customization field a table is there, we should, this is a naming like culture actually in ServiceNow. So whenever you, like a user is created any kind of table or field or anything, the name should be begin with u underscore. So this is basically to identify whether a table is out of the box or it is like a user is created it. Okay, so the table name is given, and there is two types of source of import we have. One is file and another one is data source. So for now, data source is not required because this is comes in developers course, and for admin only there is file option we can select for now. So here the file name, let me select the file name. So suppose this test user. So we selected the file which we have XLS, and we can select the seat number and header row, like what row we want to treat at header. So I select that one, and before we import that thing, we have to make sure the name of this header. Okay, so we have to match the header name with the exact table name. So why I am saying, I'll tell you after that. So in the user table you can see user ID, name, email, and last name. First name, last name is also there in user name. So in the list view you can see only these leads list are currently showing user ID. So if you want to show another list which is called first name and last name, simply there is a personalized list option is there, which is a gear icon basically at the right hand side. You can click on that. It will
Mhm.
show you the list, it will show you all the fields which is available in this table. So we
Mhm.
require now the first name and last name. Here is the first name, you can click on it. You can just
Mhm.
click on that right arrow, it will come over here. If you want to populate the first name, like beside the name, you can click move up, it will move the first name to the beside the name. Similarly, let's go for the last name, and there is another option to move the last name to the selected option. You can double click on the last name, it will automatically move the last name to the selected option. And similarly, we can up a bit so that name, first name, and last name will come up together. And let's hit OK. So now you can see username, name, first name, and last name. First name, last name is just now come up to the picture. Okay.
Mhm.
So where are we? Okay, in the Excel. So these are the names we have to look into it, because if the names are similar, like the heading, like we have a user ID, so the system will generate a auto mapping which will easier our life. Okay, let me show you how. So I choose the file and sheet number and header row. Let me submit it. Let's see how it is happening, like how these things are going. It is running currently, and let's wait for some times to complete it. Now it is completed. As you can see, 5 inserts, 5 updates, because we have 5 records in this Excel. Okay, so there are 3 to 4 things are there. So import sets, load data, create transfer map. So if you click on the import set, it will redirect you to the import set. Okay, so this is the import set where the data got loaded into it. As you can see, import set rows, 5 rows are there. Okay, so as of now, we can't read the information which is imported, because ServiceNow follows some security constraint until unless the uh, the data is not mapped to a original table, like mapped to a target table. We can't access the data. Okay, we can't access the data. That's why it is not readable at the current moment. Okay, so user condition creation, so these are the 5, because we have 5 peoples in this list. This is why 5 options, 5 are got created. So now the main part is here, create transform map. So what is transform map basically? So transform map is nothing but how we can map. So let me give you an example. So we have a user ID is there. Similarly, in ServiceNow table, in the user table, we have a user ID. So while we inserting a data in ServiceNow, what things will map here? So user ID should be mapped to user ID, so that whatever the user ID values are present in the Excel, it will come under this user ID. Similarly, whatever the value present in the first name, it will come under first name, email. Okay, so these things should be come up here. Okay, so that's why I told you, like the name should be same, so that it will auto map the things. So let's go to the import set and let's create a transform map. If I click on the create transform map button, so as you can see, it is redirecting me to a table transform map, a new record. Let me give a name here in the transform map, to the transform map. Suppose, just a second, let it be load, complete load, so that it will, okay, test user. Okay, so as you can see, the user creation, like the source table is already selected, user creation table. Okay, and here another option is target table. Target table, what is target table? The table we want to insert the data. In our case, it is user table. So what is the backend name of user table? Sys underscore user. Okay, if you click sys underscore user, it will give you the table content sys user, sys underscore user. Here is the user table is fine. Okay, sys user, sys underscore user. So these are some fields which is present here. So run script, basically we can run a script with the transfer map, which is not required at the moment. Similarly, business rule I will
In what scenarios we have to run the script? In what use case we have to do the run script?
okay. So suppose there is some field mismatch thing is there. Okay, suppose we this is a very simple scenario what I am showing to you, because only user ID, first name, last name and email is there. Suppose there is some fields, or there is some like data is here, which like before inserting into the service, now we want to clarify the data or to erase some data. In that stops like a heavy customization. If there is any kind of heavy customization is there, we can use the script, otherwise the script is not required at all. Okay, so I think in my last 8 years career, I don't use till now, I never use the run script option in the import set.
Okay.
Everything is possible by the auto map matching tool.
Okay.
Okay, and similarly run business rule, I will if you want to select it, it's totally fine. It will not impact our thing. So the third one is most important thing is enforce mandatory fields, copy empty fields and create new record on empty collies field. Okay, so let me told you what these three are. So enforce mandatory field means, so suppose in our user table there is some mandatory fields are there which is not currently, no mandatory fields are there in user table. Okay, so enforce mandatory field means it will enforce the user to insert the data in the mandatory fields. But currently, as of now, we don't have any mandatory fields there. That's why I just leave as it is, and like no, and copy empty field means, so if we go to the user table, and just a second, where is the user table? Test user, just a second. Uh, So inside the user table, as you can see, there is a empty field. This is called empty field. The empty field means which has no value. Okay.
Mhm.
Sometimes it is showing as this empty, or it will say as empty. If I just a second, let me search it for you. Let me sort it by the email. So these are the empty fields. Okay, as you can see. If I just uh, filter out, I can show you another type of empty. Again, null. No, it is not there, but whenever it is comes to picture, then I'll can show you. Otherwise, empty field call, if a empty option is like empty thing is here, like empty thing means it will come up with like this. Okay, I don't think so I can write here, but it is not there any record with empty value. No, anything is not like that. Okay, I'll show you once I'll found any table with that type of empty value. But wherever there is no value in the field is considered as empty field. Okay, so the transform map is here. Copy empty field means, suppose in our Excel, suppose for one record there is no last name is present, so that means it will consider the consider it as a empty, so it
Mm.
will insert the thing as it is. So suppose user one does know and that there is no last name, so it will insert user id first name. If there is no last name is there, so it will skip the last name, it will go to email and insert the email. Okay, so like a copy in empty bill is nothing but whatever is there in the Excel, it will copy the whole thing. If
If
empty
if
field,
if you don't have, if you don't click on that copy empty field,
mhm.
then what happens?
If you don't click on that, then it will not copy that empty field. So suppose there is some garbage value it can put. Okay, so that's why this option is mandatory to check. Like copy empty field means, so suppose there is no value in this proper option,
Yeah, yeah,
so whatever it is copying from the previous one, it will populate there, or it will populate some garbage value. Suppose the system got confused on that time, system got confused because the system has no idea what to insert there. Okay, so because it is, the system is not getting any value from the Excel, and
mm,
we are enforcing system to insert something there, but
mm,
in that case system is confused and it might insert some garbage value,
got
otherwise
it.
the value from the previous field. Okay,
Right,
so
got
that's
it, got it.
why this one is like if there is any empty fields are there, we have to click on that. Okay, and similarly another one is create new record on empty college field. So let me tell you first what is college field. Before that, I'll tell you this one, like after some time, what is after told, after saying that what is college field. So let me, there is as you can see there is two things are there. One is auto map matching fields, and another one is mapping assist. So for now everything we filled, let's click on the
Mhm,
auto map matching field. Let's see what is
mhm.
happening. Just a second, let it reload. Okay, so now the transform map got created. So this is our transform map and field map. Now as you can see, the field map is automatically come up. Okay, this is our source field, what is got created, you last name, you first name, you user id and email. And this is our target field. Target field is nothing but this is the field name from the user table. So as you can see, the last, why I told you the name should be same as the user table, just because of this. So the auto matching will map according to the name. If last name is present in source table and same last name is present in target table, so it will map automatically. As you can see, last name map to last name, first name map to first name, user id map to username, and email map to email. Okay, so this is the reason why I told you, like before import anything, so let's just copy the table column name to Excel, so that the auto map will help you. Suppose there is a case, suppose the auto map got confused and it mapped to a last name to first name and first name to last name. Otherwise, suppose now the client is saying, like, now we want the first name in the place of last name and the last name in the place of first name. So in that case we can do another thing as well. What is that? So there is another option in the related links called mapping assist. What is that? Let me click on that, on the mapping assist. So let's see what is mapping assist. So as you can see, this is the mapping assist. So this side is called source table one, and this is the target table one. Target table is nothing but user. Source table is nothing but whatever the table we just now created, user creation. Okay, so as you can see, these are the map thing, field maps. Last name is currently mapped. So according to our client, the last name should be mapped to first name. How we can do that? So to do that, we just move the first name to the, we just like click on the first name and drag it to the first, so that it will map with the last name. Now as you can see, the last name is mapped to first name and the first name is mapped to the last name. Okay, let's see like whether it is working or not. Let me save this. Similarly, you can bring any other field if you want to map. Okay, so as you can now see the field maps, the last name, you underscore last name, is currently mapped to the first name, and you first name is currently mapped to the last name. Let's see whether it is working or not. So now we all set, and now the most important part, and which is like, if it is a ServiceNow basic interview, every interviewer is asked like whether you are working, like have you worked on transfer map or not. And the next question will become like, what is college field? Okay, what is college field? So college field is nothing but, suppose in our Excel, so suppose there is two people which have same user ID. So suppose there is two people, user one dot snow, and there is another people with same name, user one dot snow. Okay, and the first name, last name, everything is different, but the user ID is same. So suppose in that case, user ID is a unique ID. So if two user are inserted in a same user ID, so it might got confused. Like there is a confusion is there. So for that, we can make, where is the user ID? User ID college field to true. That means, suppose there is any duplicate value in the user ID column, so it will avoid the duplicate value. Like it will avoid the duplicate entries into our target table. Suppose there is two user one the snow is there, it will only insert the first one, and whenever it is coming like user one dot snow again, then it will like don't consider that one, and the system will not import that record. Okay, so I'll show you
Yeah, sure.
what.
That is, so that option we have to click on that, so that the duplicates might not get updated.
Yes, yes.
What in case, say for example,
Mhm.
how it will, I mean, I know that you're going to cover it later, but I'm still asking this question now. will it will show that how many entries are happened, how many entries are did not happen, how many got failed?
Yes. Let
Because
me.
see,
Yeah.
because we do not know what is duplicate. Say we might be
Mm-hmm.
entering thousands of users, right?
Yes.
And we
Yes.
are selecting that option so that there won't be any duplicates. Now
Yes.
in our scenario, the user ID might be duplicate, but the user himself is different. The first name, last name is different, but the user ID is the same. Maybe it's a mistake by entering the stuff, right?
Yes. Yes.
So obviously when we click on that, it does not, that particular user entry might not happen. How
Mm.
do we know? Will it will show off in the later?
Yes. 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 Let me.
Okay.
Let me show
No, no,
you.
we'll go that. I'm just asking this question. We'll go when it comes that
Yes,
section.
yes. So it will not show you the exact record, like what is not inserted, but it will show you like that, like these, like a number, like these many records are got inserted to our table. Okay, so let me show you that thing. Okay, so after everything is set, let's click on. There is a option is called transform, which is present in the related links. Let's click on that, and the transform button, as you can see, this is it's coming available maps. So basically this is our transform map, and let me click the transform here, and it will take some time, and now it is got created, transformation is completed. Okay, so let's here in the transform uh, set, import set, you can see like how many rows got created. If there is any issue or error, it will show in the import logs. Okay, I'll show you that once, but now the transform is completed. So beforely we have 638 records in the user table. Let's refresh this page. Let's see whether our records got inserted or not. As you can see here now, we have currently 643 records. Okay, 5 records have got inserted into our system. As you can see now, these records which is present inside the Excel is coming up here. Okay, so one thing we modified as mapping assist, we populated the first name as last name and last name as first name. So that means 1 2 3 4 5 is showing as the first name, and user is showing as the last name. Let's see whether it is happened or not. As you can see, the first name is 25413, and the last name is user. Okay, so this is how you can insert a large number of data into ServiceNow. Okay, so let's go to the story uh thing so far.
I will stop you here. And the
Mhm,
same thing, we changed first name to last name to first name.
mhm.
But what immediately now it has been updated. Now if I want to change it back to the first name to first name, last name to last name, all I have to go do the same in same section. What is that same section called?
Import set,
Mapping.
yes, yeah,
Yeah,
mapping. So
mapping.
but the data which is already inserted, you can't modify that one.
That is my question. Now they might have did it, but then they also said like oh no no sorry we did wrong. We need to reverse it.
No, we
Whatever
can't
that
do
is.
that. We can't do that. We can do, there is few options are there. We can do that with the help of scripting. Okay, which will run multiple time and update the value. Otherwise, there is another option there. We can delete the records which is got inserted, and we can create like again import the options.
Import the new file.
Yeah. Otherwise, we can manually change that. So how we can manually change that? You have to double click on the any field name, there is value 2 is coming up. So suppose I want to populate the first name user, I can type user and I just hit the
Okay.
tick
Okay.
mark,
Okay.
so it will update it, and I
Okay.
just update the 2 here and tick mark, it will update it. If I
Got
refresh this page, as you can see now it is user and 2. Okay,
it.
so these are the few options how you can edit the data in ServiceNow. Okay,
Mhm.
so far I think everything is clear,
Mhm.
and
Clear.
let's go to the story part. So far we completed the story 1.1, how we can import the data and how we can manually create data into the service now, like data into the service now. And the second part we covered automatically user creation. As you can see, we just created the import set and transform map, the user record got automatically created. So it will help us for a bulk user creation or bulk data import. Okay, so let me go and show you once again. So let me go to the load data data. So if I open this one, so you ask me for that like in the existing table, whatever the table we just created, whether it is coming it or not. As you can see now, the new import set table which we just created, it is coming now. Okay,
Hmm.
user creation, it is
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it will should come. Okay, now in case if we want to add some more users to the same table,
Yes, we
then
can use, like you can
this
use the same user creation table. Okay, we like instead of creating a new table, you can use the user creation table to add another, because already few data are there, so you can use that now as well. Okay, that is not an issue currently. Okay, so this is all about the import set and user creation. So the third story we have is groups and assign role assignment. Okay.
so before we go to this one,
Mhm.
again, I'll take a step back. Now, in what other scenarios, this is a user ID what we created and the existing um, table what we have created, we are putting in it. What other scenarios, why we are using a different, I mean, this is a user creations. What
Mhm.
other data we can add to the table?
Any data, suppose there is a lot of assets are there in ServiceNow and you want to insert that assets into the CMDB table, you can do that as well. In every table you can do that, not only in a user table. In every table you can insert bulk level of data by the import set and transform map. Only changes is there, the target table is different. In our case it is user, and when according to your scenario the table may got changed, but all the process is same. Okay.
What in use case scenarios? What other data might can be added? Not only not to the user kind of stuff. What other data might be there?
uh, Data means what kind of data you are
Like for
asking
example,
about?
if you go to the different table, for example, like this
Okay,
is
let's
so,
go for
um,
the like CMDB table. Okay,
yeah. So users.
this is the same table. Okay, there are 2784 records are there. Yeah, please tell now.
Okay. Now, what this data is consisting?
So this is nothing, this is the asset information.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So, how do we say, for example, that is what my thing is. User we created user form does not have any assets there. It's only giving first name, last name, user ID, and the email ID,
Mm-hmm.
so on and so forth. And the roles, of course, roles and groups are also associated within the user table itself, where we can just assign the user roles there itself. I understand that also. I mean, obviously we are next step is the same groups and roles, but I know that we through that same window we can add the users roles and groups. Now here the assets are in a different table altogether. It is
Yes.
not associated, right? So if we are say we created the user one we created,
Mm-hmm.
it is there now. The user is active in the service now. Now in order to assign a asset like a laptop to this particular user, if I'm understanding right, now so I can see the manufacturer, the information about the assets here. Is it the information of the assets, or is it the assignment of this particular asset to the individual user?
No, this is the information of the asset.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
So
how if we are assigning an asset to a user,
mhm.
where that will go?
So that one is comes under relationship table. Okay. So basically, there is another table called CI relationships.
No, no.
Just
I just want. I don't. It's okay. We can just look into when it comes into. But
uh-huh.
this is only just an asset information. Just what are, how many are assets? How many assets are present there in the organization? Thus, we are entering those assets here. That's all, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So these are the some relationship types which is there like by default, and we can create that as well. Like if we want a relationship map, like we want to see what items, what asset is as assigning to what user, you can do that as well. Otherwise, let me show you an interesting thing as well. So here, suppose there is a user record is there, and as you can see in the user record there is no asset information is there. Okay, so suppose this user 2 does know is like they want to populate the asset which is like the laptop which is like the laptop which is assigned to this user
Mm,
2 does know.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
how we can do that? We have to go to the configure and dictionary, like whether there is any asset field is there or not. First we'll check, before creating any field we'll check whether the field is existed out of the box or not. So as you can see there is no asset field is there. Okay, so we have to create it. Okay, how we can create a field? You can directly click on the configure, and there is a form design option is there, which is we can create from layout dictionary, everywhere you can create. But the form design, there is a like easy to handle interface is there. If I
mm,
click form design here, as you can see the total information of that form, it is comes under here. As you can see these are the information which is present, and all the information is coming here. Suppose we want to create a field, new field which will populate the asset information. How you can do that? So in the field tab, first we'll select the fields, like field type. What type of field we will select? We'll create a field which is drag the data from the asset table. So to drag the data from the existing table, we need a field type called reference. Reference is nothing but just it is a type of field which will populate the data according to our other table. Okay, so let me show you how it works. I'll click on the gear icon, and let's give a name to the field. This is asset information, asset info, and let me change the name as well. U underscore asset underscore info. And here as you can see that reference thing is coming up. So we want the table, like the data of CMDB CI table. Okay, to populate the data which is present in the CMDB CI table, we have to select the CMDB CI table here, CMDB underscore CI. Okay, let me find the correct table name. Mm, there is lot of CMDB CI table. Okay, then otherwise configuration item. Okay, here is the configuration item table. Let me select that one. And if you want to mandatory, let me show you what mandatory, what is the work of this mandatory checkbox and what is the work of this read only checkbox. Let me first select the mandatory one, and let's, if the client want this asset info to be populated under the department, So we can simply drag and put it in below the department. Let me save this form. And now if I go, as you can see, there is no asset information is now. Let me refresh this page. And as you can see, now the asset info is here. Okay, and there is a red star mark which shows
Mandatory.
that this field is a mandatory field.
Yeah.
And or like suppose I fill something in the title, and if I going to save it, as you can see, it is telling me to fill the mandatory field. Okay, so suppose now, as you can see, if I click here in the magnifying glass, as you can see, now the data of the configuration item table is populating here. So here
Mm.
we can select the correct like asset which is tagged to the user. Okay, now let me save this one. As you can see, it is now saved, and we can know this way, like this asset is allocated to this user. Okay, so let me show you one other tricky thing is here. Let me show you this user information, like this user, suppose this user 5 or 4. Okay, let me open this one. There is two things you might see. There is a update button is there, and I am saving update and same, both work is same, like both have same work. But I show you that save option. Okay, many times I'm showing you the save option. What is save is doing, after saving the form it will remain in the same page, but while I use the update button, it will redirect me to the like previous page. Okay, so if you want to stay in the same form, you have to use the save button, and if you want to like go back to the form, you can use the update button. Okay, so these are some basic steps how we can
Mm.
map the data here, like by the reference field. So and okay, so I think so far now everything is clear. And or is there any questions for me?
As of now, yeah, that's the only stuff. Like, when, yeah, what kind of other data we can do it. I know now that, any of the data we can insert. It can be asset or it can be other. Similarly, we can create the SOP data, right? All the departments are SOP data in the table, right?
Yes,
Say, for example,
yes,
all the SOPs for the different departments, say for an IT department or any other specific application might have their own SOPs,
yes.
right?
We
Um,
can build that.
yeah, you can do that. Now we'll discuss further, but I just want to put that in your top of your head that while we are say for example, if a IT guy is creating an incident, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the same form will come up. We can I know, but now we know that how to create the forms and design the form for the incident ticketing, right? And also the references for the ticket creations, though when we create the tickets we have those references of the documents. That works same what we did right now, right? Say like for the asset information, we are
Mm-hmm.
selecting this. If we are creating a ticket and we are building a incident form, and
Mm-hmm.
we want to refer a document or SOP for that respective problem. Say for example, Windows is not working, and related to that issue there is a document which person customer service guy has to associate with this ticket,
Mm-hmm.
a document, a Word document or something. We can still use the same method of
Yes.
reference, right?
Yes, 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 we can. If the document is present inside the service now, we can use the reference type of field. We can bring the document and attach the same here as well. Otherwise, if that document, if any kind of attachment which is present in our system, in a local system, not in service now. Suppose, let me open an incident record, okay,
Mm-hmm.
to show you that one. So suppose there is a, just a second, incident not list, and suppose there is a incident record. This one is a incident, and suppose this user wants to attach a related file that to the incident. So here there is another option called manage attachment. There is a link button is there. You can
Hmm.
click on that, and here you can choose file from our local system. Like if I select the test user XLA, so I can select it, and now as you can see, the test user is now attached to the same
That
incident.
is, yeah, that is we can attach the thing. This
Mhm.
is yeah, this is for the reference for this particular incident. That is fine. Like, whatever the supportive documents we can attach to it.
Yes.
So, say for example, unable to access a share folder is the description is a issue.
Mhm.
Now, related records. What is the related records? Yeah, what is the related records?
Related records is nothing but it's the parent incident information. Suppose there is a issue is occurring and there is similar incident is already present for that issue, so we can
Yeah.
attach this child incident here in
Oh, okay, 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 okay. I got it, got it. No, so for example, if references like say like what we did was the asset information. What we did last in the last form designing, we did that. Now, for this, there might be a helping document which we need to follow. Say, for example, this guy who is solving this ticket has to add a document where the SOP is there,
so that
which
means
should be appear in the form design itself, not as an attachment there.
okay, that means like you want to populate any document in that field, right? Okay, so that is not possible. There is 2 to 3 ways are there. So we can attach the document here in the manage attachment section. Every attachment, you have to use the attachment button, or otherwise the work note. There is another work note thing is there. So in the work note, what we are doing, suppose I need to attach a screenshot here. Okay, so let me just go to the snipping tool. Let me just uh, get, let me just copy this one, and in the work note I can directly paste the image. Why it is not? Just a second. Copy it again. I think this is not supported. Otherwise it is not saved, I guess. Let me save it first. Control S. Downloads. Let me go to the file and copy this one. No, I don't think so. PDI is not accepting the paste format here, but most of the instances accept that paste format here.
Directly copy it and paste it.
No, it is not working
It's
actually.
not
I
working.
don't. Yeah.
So yeah, this is one scenario. Fine, I understand. But अभी generally मैं बोल रहा था कि अगर in case the SOPs, as I said, like in the tables we can store or we can upload the SOPs documents, right?
Mhm.
Like when we uploaded like the assets information and all those stuff, you said that we can upload the documents also, right?
Mhm.
सही है कि गलत है? Is it right? Like say for example, I have an SOPs created, right? So for the access of Windows, or I have created so many documents in terms of the issues. Like my department is Windows department. जितने भी Windows related tickets मेरे को आते हैं और उसका use cases जो भी हैं, how to solve the problems, the troubleshooting steps, I have created separate documents for each incident. For in here, unable to access the share folders, what steps I need to do it, एक छोटा सा document में मैंने और लिखा था कि the
Okay.
troubleshooting steps. And is it a mandatory for the person who is solving this ticket has to put that reference document? Now what I am doing is I have designed an option over here in this form. जैसे कि एसेट का जैसा करे थे मैं आई हैव क्रिएटेड अ डिजाइन ऑप्शन ऑफ रेफरेंस for that particular table.
Okay.
So
Oh,
whenever I
now
have this option, I will select that. I select that, saying that okay, this is what I did, and this is the option.
okay, now I got clear from your requirement. So basically, you are saying like there is some supportive documents are there
Hmm,
while an
hmm.
incident got created. So similar to this, like these knowledge articles are there.
Knowledge, अच्छा ठीक है. Knowledge documents, correct.
Knowledge documents. Yeah, we can select the knowledge document here. Okay,
Hmm, hmm.
so you can build a custom field, and similarly, like instead of that CMDB table, we can put the knowledge table, and we can populate the knowledge uh, like knowledge thing here. That is not an issue.
Hmm, hmm.
Okay, knowledge article.
ठीक है, ठीक है. No, no, that's fine. Because you said like Word document काम नहीं करेगा, तो I was just wondering
No, no.
how.
Instead, knowledge article is not a Word document because yes, because knowledge article is just a text format, and Word is present there. Like Word is just an attachment in the knowledge article, but there is some context is there in knowledge article, and we can do that as well. Okay,
Okay, okay.
so this
Fine.
is all about the incident. I think I got distracted.
So
Like,
sorry about that.
no, no, no,
You
no, no.
you're going to bear with me. I'm going to do this more.
No. That's very interactive actually. So in this case, it's
Yeah, we'll
very
go back to. I mean, I'll remind you where we have to go. We have
yeah.
to go to that groups things. Yeah,
Okay. So now let's go to the groups and role
yeah.
assignment.
This
Okay.
is the reason yesterday I was telling like I will just go back and forth, and but you have to keep track of your
Yes,
training
yes,
stuff,
yes,
whatever.
yes. Okay.
Because ये भी
So
important है मेरे लिए. We have to follow the sequence. At the same time,
yeah,
I'm just going back and forth. जैसे मेरे को याद आता है, जैसे whenever I got like then I'll go back to that so that I get a clarification over there. So that it is more close to the real time scenarios kind of stuff. जैसे कि
sure.
अगर मैं when I'm coming back to you after a month after these classes for the interview, even you're asking some questions, I have to be like real time kind of stuff,
Yeah, sure,
like
yeah, sure.
I have to impress you
Hmm.
as an interviewer. I have to impress you with like, kind of knowledge, not only just the training kind of stuff, but then real time scenario में क्या हो सकता है. I have the knowledge and I can handle that situations. That's my
Yes.
my main motto.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So now let's go for the roles and groups for the final final story for the day. And in that, for now, we have a user record got created, which is now inserted to our instance. And there is different departments, which is departments, or you can say, like if a user is inserted as a manager, someone is inserted as a senior developer, someone is inserted as a team lead, or any other staff member. So to categorize them, there is one option, it's called group. Okay, and another thing is there, suppose a manager had some like access to a specific thing or a specific part. Okay, and suppose there is a sprint planning thing is there, sprint planning in every where, and suppose only the manager can access the sprint planning dashboard, or sprint planning view, or sprint story records. So in that case, role is important. Okay, so there is two scenarios. First one is categorization, and the second one is accessibility. Okay, to access any kind of thing, that is role option is there, and and to categorize them, there is group option is there. So there is 60 people with this who had senior developer. So we can create a group for them, and we can put all those 60 people to that group so that they are the senior developers. And let me do that. Okay, so let's go and create a group here. So you can directly search for group in the application navigator, and if you scroll down a bit in system security, under system security you can find users and groups, and here you can select groups. Let me just remove these things. Okay, so as you can see, these are the group already presented inside the service. Now let me create a new group. Okay, so suppose for senior developer. Okay, and we can select the manager as well, which is referring to the user table only, reference of user table. We can select, suppose we want to that 4 user should be manager of the senior developer group, and we can like give a group email, which suppose we can give a group email, suppose senior dot uh, dev at gmail.com. Okay, and parent is nothing but, suppose there is any parent groups are there for this, we can select this one and description. Let me save this one for now. So inside of group, suppose there is 60 members are there, and there is a mail we have to send to the 60 people. Okay, there is one option or two options might be there, so we can send, we can copy everyone's name um, from their profile, and everyone's email from their profile, and we can just like send the mail to the people. But if that all the senior developers are present inside this group, we can just simply send the email to this group email, and ServiceNow will forward this email to all the developers. Okay, so this is the one help of this group email. And here inside the group there is group members we can add. Okay, we can create a new member here as well, like new user record, and we can edit the user record, which is nothing but we can select the existing user from the user record. So let me add these two. Let me add these three to senior developer group. As you can see, now 3 users are there in this group member. Okay, so let me tell you one more thing as well here, what the role tab is doing inside the group. Okay, what, why the role tab is here? If I click edit in the role tab and give suppose a role to this group, suppose this SCR admin, let me just save it. I just give one role to the group. Let me open the user ID, the users which is there in the group. Sorry. Okay, so who are part of that group? I think one is part of that group, and four, I guess. One, four, and three. One, four, and three. Let me open these three users profile. As you can see, I did not give any kind of role to this user. Okay, I did not give any kind of role to this user, but these 14 roles are automatically added to this user. Okay, similarly for this one, and I did not added any kind of role, it is automatically added. And as you can see, there is how we can see like this group, like if I in the role tab, if I click edit button here, as you can see in the selected list there is no roles are present, but how it is showing here? Because these roles coming from the group. Okay, because I added this role to this group. That's why the roles are inherited to the user. SE admin is there. I think this role contains some group. That's why the group is also another group is also added, and this role contains the other roles. That's why all these things are coming up here. Okay, and how you know, like this role, one role is directly assigned to this user, or it is coming through a group or another role. So to know that one, there is two fields are there. One is inherited and another one is inheritance count. What is inherited field? So it will show like whether a group, whether a role is coming from another group or another role, or it is directly assigning to the user. So let me show you one example. Okay, let me edit this field. Let me add another role. Suppose change manager. Okay, let me add this one. Let me save this one, change manager one. So as you can see, now I only added one role and the count is goes up to 45 because that change manager is holding some roles. Let me find the change manager here. Let me click on the search button and the change. Okay. So as you can see here in the change manager, the inherited field is showing as false because I directly assign the change manager role to the user. That's why the inherited field is showing as false and inheritance count is empty. If otherwise, all the other roles you can see the inherited is true and count is 1, 2, 3. That means 3 means this role is coming from three different groups or three different roles. Okay, so let me open the change manager role to show you like whether any role it contains or not. Where is the change manager? Just a second, let me search for it. Okay, here is the change manager. Let me open this role in a new tab. Here, as you can see, this change manager role contains 10 other roles as well. That is the reason when I assign this change manager to any user, along with the change manager, these 10 roles also assigned to the user. Similarly, when I remove the change manager role from the user, as you can see, the following roles also got uh, removed. Okay, now as you can see, only 14 roles are there. Okay, all the roles are removed from this. Okay, so this is all about the groups and roles manipulation in ServiceNow, and yeah, that's all I think for today. And you can ask me if you have any questions so far.
No, so far so good. What about the delegates and the user client certificates? In what scenarios we going to add them?
uh, Delegates and user client certificate is not required as of now. Delegates you can create, like I did not so far I did not, to be
Mhm,
frank,
mhm,
I never
mhm.
used in my career this delegate option.
Yeah,
And
delegate is nothing but like thing is like when you are absent, you're going 29th, you're going off, right? And you can delegate your tasks to me for those 9 days.
oh,
And you put that
but
user ID there, my user ID over there, and you dedicate whatever that delegations to me.
this is the new one I just learned today.
Yeah, starts from date 29th and
Oh.
whenever you want it. And those say for example change management stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously because you have a change management and I don't have it because of the positions. But you are
Yes.
not there and I have to cover those 10 days for you, but I need access, right? For the
Yeah,
screens.
got it.
And this is where I got delegated delegation permissions from you to me, so that 9 days I can have the screens available for me. And after that 9 days or 10 days, I lose the access, and you will come back, right? You will take it. That is the
Yes, actually, in my client side, actually,
yeah.
we are not using this delegate option. We are basically using because there is 3 to 4 people are there.
I
So
know, I know, no,
for the change approval, so instead
yeah,
of using delegate role, so anyone else can approve my task as well. So
yeah, yeah,
that is the
yeah.
reason we don't. Okay, so all the approvals, assignment, notification will go to the other person which I select, like which I select in the delegate
No,
field
no, no.
for
Try,
this.
try. I mean, I probably this happens very rarely. This happens. I'm not.
Got it, got it. This is a
Yeah,
new stuff I also know today. Yeah, thanks.
yeah. So
So,
that's a couple of things.
and same as user client certification. Let me see like
Yeah.
what is there. Mm, expiry. Okay. Uh, if the user has any certificate or any important steps which have to complete, like it will enable the notification, like expiry notification, it will automatically trigger a notification when it comes to uh, expire. Like there is some certain steps is there. So I think the functionality is here to remind the user about the expire of the certification or expire of any task or SLA.
We can use this tab for this individual users. Say if we any company has any kind of mandatory training certifications needs
Yes,
to be done,
yes,
we can just assign that over here.
yes,
We
yes.
can use that. That is good. What else? I was. Yeah. So coming back to this thing, what we discussed about the roles and groups and the roles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those roles, how we going to create those roles and how we going to do that in similar way how we created the users initially, the roles also. I mean, the process might be the same, I guess, right?
Yes, the process. Similarly, you can search roles here in the application navigator. So under user and groups, you can find roles. You can click on that. These are the roles available out of the box. You can
Right,
create similarly a new one according to your requirement. Okay,
right,
so you can
right, right.
create a new role and assign that to the user, and you can define uh, like the role is required for what. We can cover that in ACL part, access control.
Good.
Okay,
Yeah, good,
so
good, good.
once we create a role, and if we just create a role and leave it, it will never work for anything
Of course,
because
of course. It
yeah,
has to have some kind of delegate,
yes,
some permission access has to be. Say, for
yes,
example, change management, you create a role, creation role is fine. But then
mm,
how that give access to those screens is important,
yes, yes. We will
right?
cover that in
We'll
ACL
cover.
part.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. I will be more interested in that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
you're good.
So for now, I think
Yeah,
all is set, and
yeah.
if possible, you can practice some import set. And I know if you do 1 or 2 times, there might be some questions are there. You can ask me in next sessions.
So,
Uh,
yeah, in case if I want to send you a message, what would be the email
uh,
ID or how do I have to
yeah,
contact?
let me put the email ID here. You can just
And also, can you please send me this the curriculum, whatever this is there on the screen? Can you
yes, yes. Let
share this?
me just put that as well. So this is my email ID. How to? There is no send button. Okay, enter. Let me click. Let me just forward these two. Um, Attach and send a new email. Guys, let me download it and this is the new. Let me put that in the chat as well. These two files.
Now, when we are doing this in the develop I mean, I'm pretty much sure we are going to cover this later,
Mhm.
but still I'm asking this. So when we create these users and also we are doing in a developer instance, right?
Yes.
So how do we transfer this to the production? We are going to cover it, but this is what the scenario, right?
Yes, yes. So how we are going to buy the update set? The simple answer is update set. So update set. Let me. I'll cover it in the next class. Whatever I created, I'll
Mm.
capture it in the update set. Okay. I forgot to create today because I just follow the curriculum, but I forgot to
You
create
know,
today. But I'll capture it in update set in further classes.
so in a real-time scenario, when we are creating the users, we are not creating the users in the developers, or we directly creating in the production.
No. So in user and role case, there is two different scenarios are there. Okay, so basically the user part we directly create it in production, and same in the role part, because the production have the real time data and dev and uat doesn't have. Okay,
Correct.
so in that case, when we are going to create any user record, so we will create in production and we will copy the same thing to uat and dev. Copy means we'll export that user record from production and we import it in dev and uat, so that the sysid and every designation everything will be same in dev, uat and production. Okay, so
Mm.
in user creation and role creation, the flow comes like production, dev and uat. Okay, but any other cases, any development work, dev, uat and production. Okay.
Okay, so there are three instances: UAT and developer instance and the production. Is that right?
No, these actually UAT development and production, we are like we don't have any only we have a developer instance which is PDI, but to like in real time scenarios, these are required some licenses from ServiceNow, and if we have a company and we are using ServiceNow, so dev and uat they will provide us free, but we have to purchase the
Yeah,
license for production.
yeah, yeah. So in real time scenario, you're saying that developer instance will be there and a UAT instance will be there and the production.
Yes.
Okay, and we mostly will work on the UAT production. UAT, right?
No, UAT is only for testing. Okay, we
So
don't do any customization in the UAT. The developers always work on developers instance, so that whatever they work, if there is some mess is happening, they can copy the data from the UAT. If we destroy that dev instance and UAT instance, then there is no options to revoke the data. Only there is one option to clone the production, and cloning is itself is a big task. Okay, so uh, what I can say, it's a big task. That means all the information which is there in production will clone, will copy that in dev and uat. Okay, so that is the reason we developers only work in development and they will move their updates to uat. Okay, for testing purposes only.
got it.
Okay,
Sure.
so this is all about today's session, Mahendra, and hope you like it.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. I mean,
let's.
yeah. So far so good. But then you remember, like you have to be ready for my kind of stuff. I can jump on here and there, and we have to come back again to it. I'm sorry,
Yes,
but that is how I am.
yes. That is not an issue. And you are available day after tomorrow, right?
Friday, yeah, that is another thing. I will going to send you an email because I might be on the go. If there is 80% chances we might skip on Friday.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, then if there is no class in Friday, then session in Friday, we can directly go for 25th.
5th Monday. Okay,
Yeah.
I will anyways inform you. I'll email
Yeah,
you
sure.
because I know I saw that it's a Friday, but
Mhm.
that is a long weekend here,
Mhm.
so I might not be available. So 80% to 90% I might not be available, but
Yeah,
I will
sure.
be sending the email on the same day.
Sure. That is not an issue.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Mahendra. Have
No,
a
thank you so much
wonderful.
for your time, Biswajit, and I'll talk to you soon. If
Yeah,
not Friday, on Monday for sure.
so, yeah, thanks, and have
Thanks,
a
man.
wonderful day.
You
Bye.
too.